Hello guys, what's up? This is Shark talking. Welcome back to my channel. And today's video is about the Transient Memory event, but the last stage called the Transient Memory Hard XX. A very strange name to see. And well, this boss is reckoned might of 170k. Can be a little hard for some, but it's a calling. I didn't know. It's the first time I will try to defeat it. You can use friends like always, and I will try to explain how I'm approaching this event. Let me just change some stuff here. I'm using Awakened Lenneth starred version. She has the orb of awakening, so she's an orbed character for me. And I also have the standard one, but the standard one doesn't have the orb. But both characters are using the Gladipalas weapon. I also have Celestial Armor Wildfred. He is orbed. I can simply exchange his weapon for Disparator. Disparator is not maxed, but it is very important weapon to have. Let me just change here. Operator. Let me search for the weapon. Here. This operator will at least reduce the elemental resistance of the enemy, but you can still use the same weapon as Gladipalas of the other characters because it has increased the damage on the event. Awakened Lenneth also has increased the damage on the event. You can see by checking the 50 page, and damage on 200% more. By using the Gladipalas on Wildfred, I will be getting more normal element damage, but this operator will further increase the damage that my other Awakened Lenneth will do, and they will be the central damage of this fight. I also have the Sacred Compass as a buff weapon, and I will use it on the first turn. There's only 2 uses because I have only S2. But okay, let's just close this stuff here, and I will try to defeat this boss. I forgot to say, my recommended might is lower than the one that says here. The boss is 170, it's not so high for me because I don't have the character so sublimated yet. So without further explanation, let's just start this battle and see what can we do with this setup. It's not impossible to build, but at the same time, I don't know if I will beat because the recommended mine is a little higher than what I have here. Well, I can see that the boss has 3 bars. Okay, right on the first... whoa! So, well, let's talk about this. You see, the first round, I was trying to see how much damage I could inflict, and also try to understand what would be his first action. What it means that he can inflict quite a lot of status ailments. He just inflicted Curse, Paralyze, and Poison, with Paralyze being the worst here. And it's just the first turn in his first life bar. I will simply finish with normal attacks here, maybe use a Purify attack if I need. But it was very nice to understand here. I can also use Sacred Compass because it has some healing, but most of my squad is only nuke. I don't want to prolong the fight. So okay, let's just attack normally here and see if we can do enough damage to kill him on this turn. At least this part. Yeah. Okay. Now I have 2 uses of the Sacred Compass, so what I'll be doing... You see that he lost his resistance to actual skill damage. I didn't notice, but he was resistant to both Purify attacks and also action skill damage. But the second turn you will have to inflict action skill damage, it's better. Now let's just use Sacred Compass. I can simply use one of these parallax actual skill. You can see that very much damage here. And then you see my characters are not so sublimated, so they are capped on 10,000 attack. It was a simple use of the weapon. And on action skill 1, remember this, I didn't upgrade my weapon. Limit break request update. So I can simply use again. Holy Compass is the culprit here. It makes you to do a lot of damage. Just using this again, you can see how much damage it is. But you have to notice that he kinda buffed his itself. Third turn is the time that you will have to unleash all your power to defeat this boss. So I will try to defeat it again, so only to try to explain better, because I didn't notice what was he resisting on the first turn. But you see, it is very easy with this setup, but it's not so hard to build because Sacred Compass was one of the weapons that you could choose when they give us a selector, and I also recommended people to get it because it was one of the best weapons. It's still one of the best weapons you can have in this game because it also inflicts blind. You see, I inflicted blind with my Snow Lenneth on the first turn. She has quite a lot of number of hits. With 6 attacks, it's a very high possibility of inflicting blind. So, well, we are back here on the boss, and just remember, I will click on pause so you can see the status. My physical defense is pretty high because this account has a lot of party assists, I showed you guys, but you can see I'm not passing 10,000 attack. HP is quite high here, it's the best that we can get with these characters. Let me search. I have no maiden Lenneth. She can get a little more HP because she is social maiden, but she has a little more physical attack. She's maxed. And then we have Celestial Arbor Wilfred, and he has only 1 limit break, but very close to the normal. Okay, let's resume. We'll just have to see here. You see that he starts the battle resistant to Purify attacks, but even resistant to Purify attacks. Awakened Lenneth still has quite high damage for Purify attacks, so it's very easy to still inflict a lot of damage. So now that we understand how this works, we could have just simply started with this Disparator, so we could just get even more normal attack damage and use at least one of the... On the first turn, we can use at least one of the Disparallax to try to see if we can at least clear the first bar without much problem. But no, we won't be able to. We would have to use more damage, but I didn't want to. Well, if you do have to use 2 action skill damage on the first turn, you probably have to. So now that he inflicted his first attack, you can see this time I got cursed and paralyzed with my original started version, and then poisoned with Wilfred. You never have to remember that the Gladipalla's weapon also reduces the chances of being inflicted with status ailment, but it doesn't make wonders. You can see here. Valkyrie's protection reduces the chances of being inflicted with status ailment. So okay, now we just have to finish the first turn. He did inflict a little more damage than the other time. The best strategy here is don't do like I did. You have to use only 3 turns. If you don't have 2 Awakened Lenneths, you can still use other characters and save the action skill of your original Awakened Lenneth, being the first one, so you can still unleash some Purify attacks. Now I can simply use Holy Compass. I will just use Disparator again. I will use this Parallax. This Parallax is being used by the Lenneth that is not orbited, so it's still a very good damage. You can see she is not so sublimated. So he said limit break request. So what happens here is he will probably nuke you down. This is what he's doing. He is just buffing himself and also saying that he will probably say a nuke because he didn't attack us on this turn. You have to nuke him down here right now, or you have to bring a 12 light buff and use this defensive strategies. I'm not so sure if it will work because it seems to be very, very massive. So what I'll be doing here is just the same thing again. I will use Holy Compass and I'll use Disparator again, and then unleash my Disparallax, and I will try to use the Orbit one. The Orbit one is enough to defeat the boss. So, well, this is it, guys. You see, I didn't have the recommended mind, but I did have the imbued weapon. I did have Awakened Lenneth. That's the character for the event. Makes everything faster and easier. But that's it, guys. Did you defeat this boss? Please say here on the comments. I hope this explanation can help you defeat it. And if it knows, just keep upgrading your characters. One time you will be able to defeat this type of boss. This is just a challenge. You can see the reward is not so good. It's only 2 large AP points. So this is it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't. And you can also help the channel by using the PayPal or the Patreon button on the description. I really need your help to keep producing content for Valkyrie Anatomia. This is it. Thanks for watching. Bye.